Welcome to the morning show. Welcome. Getting started in just a moment. Share, follow, or do all those good things. But I think they call it smashing the button or like button on YouTube, whatever it is. Do it, smash something, hit something. Otherwise, be happy today. It's another day that we have been given to complain about. So at least be happy for that. Okay. So we'll be getting started in just a moment. We're going to cover a few things, news, what's going on. It's basically a summary, and it gives me an idea of what I'm going to be focusing on in the day. And hopefully it does the same for you. And we'll be starting in just one moment. We'll set up the chat, and then you can chat and make comments. You'll be able to do that in a moment. Alright, let's get started, won't we? Okay, today we're just checking this thing out, getting this thing started. Once again, we'll be very brief this morning. We're going to go through, this is audio only, it's podcasty radio type of format. We did this a little while back last year, and so I figured we'll bring it back. It helps get things started in the day, in the morning. Hopefully, it'll do the same for you guys. So, what we have here in the headlines: video shows arrest of Gregory Travis McMichael in the Ahmaud Arbery death. And we know that that's been in the news for a bit, or since yesterday or so. Also, we have what it means when Trump doesn't wear a mask. We've been seeing some videos and some conspiracy theorists, and they've been talking about that they have a vaccine. They've been using it in the White House. They're using an audio clip from the press room, which obviously there's the guy from. I'm sorry, I don't know the names. I'll get to know them better, but. You have the news reporter from the correspondent from Fox News walking in without a mask, and then he's talking with the others in the room. There's particularly one fellow that's in the front with a mask, and he tells him, "Well, you don't need to have a mask. There's only some small percentile of contagion. That you'll actually contract the virus." Basically, I'm paraphrasing, of course, and then it's the guy with the mask who says, "Well, it doesn't matter. We've all been vaccinated anyway." So it doesn't make sense. There are people making conspiracy theory that the White House has vaccine, that these people have taken the vaccine. Now, how can the guy with the mask be claiming that he's taken a vaccine or that everyone's vaccinated? Then the guy with the mask would not have said that, right? Doesn't make any sense. Obviously, they're just joking, tongue in cheek, and all of that. That's all that happened there. But of course, with the media, between the media and people, you create all this conspiracy theories from any little thing. We have also California's first known case of coronavirus community spread happened in a nail salon, the governor says. So again, there's a lot of touchy there at the nail salon. Makes a lot of sense. And one of the things that people have to be thinking about, I haven't seen much about it, is really how a business should contagion proof itself. And so I'll be doing a video too on that in the near future. How, if you have a business or if you are going into a business, what should you be looking for and what suggestions you can make to the business owner about improving their, the safety of their business. So we'll be talking about that in another video, but this is a good topic to discuss. House Intelligence Committee releases Russia probe transcripts with dozens of witnesses, including Trump Jr. So this is shows the top Obama officials had no empirical evidence of Trump Russia collusion, meaning empiricism or empirical evidence means evidence that is just simply that you can see, people can see, and have a reasonable cause to to conclude that maybe this is something we should be looking at. So what the news is saying is that the top Obama officials had no such empirical evidence. And so basically they went on a hunt for without cause, non-existent cause, other than some other factual reasons. So that's something for us to talk about. I don't want to go into the politics, but this is something that needs to be addressed. So people need to think about this. Why did they go after Trump with this lack of evidence just to go see? They went looking without having evidence. So that's, again, these are things that any true American would be distressed over, because it means that anyone, any agency, any government official, department, policy can just simply, check under the covers, if you will, of private citizens, even people running for office. Still, they have been vetted. There's a vetting process. But to just arbitrarily take it out of the hands of those who engage in this vetting process and making a public spectacle, and making it a political tool, well, this is a dangerous place that the obviously the U.S. has unfortunately gone into. But as American citizens, are we going to be participating in that? Are we accomplishes in the destruction of our democracy and of our rights? So this is the question you really have to ask. It doesn't have anything to do with you loving Trump or liking him or hating him. It's an issue of, are we going to allow our rights to dissolve, even because just because we don't agree with a political position or a political official? Are we going to do that against the United States, destroying our own rights simply because you don't like the president? You have to be careful what type of doors you begin to open in our democracy. So that's one thing is freedom of speech. We can talk. Another thing is taking action that contradicts or goes against long held, long established polity and rights that we enjoy or we think we have to enjoy in our country. So let's get our act together, Americans. VE Day, 75 years later, Trump and Putin ignore the conflicts defining U.S. Russia relations today. And you're going to have a lot of ignoring going on. It's a new day. It's a new type of presidency. It's one that's not shackled by previous politics, breaking new ground. As you know, President Trump is a groundbreaker. And otherwise, he breaks other things as well, right? LOL. So there's nothing new with that. There's nothing. Maybe something good will come out of it. Who knows? U.S. China trade chiefs to speak on deal implementation, the implementation of the $1 billion win for the Trump presidency. Obviously, he's been able to turn the tables around on China. I've been reporting on China on these antics for the longest. And those of you who have been watching my programs, my videos, and who stayed around to hear all my words would know right now that, oh my goodness, Rosado was right all along. I had pointed out China a long time ago through my travels in South America, as I could see where China was doing maneuvering and doing its thing there and around the world. And I put two and two together, and I quickly realized that the Chinese pose a significant threat to the U.S. economy, to the politics in the U.S., and everything is coming together. There's long-term planning going on, and having been developed. There's things going on that you guys, most of you are not aware of, and you're just being a puppet to those who are maneuvering. People are maneuvering. There are powers that be that are maneuvering, and you guys are the puppets. So you need to get aware. You must get aware and and stop being abused as a puppet. Okay, we have Germany passes law banning gay conversion therapy for minors. I guess for the majors it's okay. But in any case, so you have that going on. Still, people dealing with eradicating the gay lifestyle, I guess. Whatever happened to truth? Can they ban the truth from being said? I guess so. But I think that's where we all should be heading towards, really. Not, and I'm one. I can create techniques myself, but the reality is that truth should stand at the end of the day, and people can divert away from the truth and move away from it and ignore it all they want, but at the end of the day, 2 plus 2 still equals 4. In 1110, the moon vanished from the sky. We might finally know what caused it. Is another article at Science Alert. There's also a related article in phys.org, PHYS, saying that carbon emissions on the moon put theory of moon birth in doubt. So those are interesting things to look into, especially for Spaceparium, the game that we're developing and everybody wants to play. Spaceparium, limited access to Spaceparium, only 100 in your area. Get in early. Stay tuned to our broadcast Spaceparium and look us up. Scientists obtain lucky image of Jupiter. That's going on. This is all from the Google headlines, by the way, Google News headlines. Um, and Trump says here from Politico, I hope the sexual assault allegation against Biden is false. Trump is hoping that the sexual allegation against Biden is false. Isn't that nice? Does anyone agree with Trump at this hour? Oh, is Trump your president? I'm just asking. I want to see if the Trump is president for the Democrats now. Should we listen to Trump, Democrat? Trump valet has coronavirus. President again tests negative. So that's his, I guess I would say, personal valet, and so we see that they got infected, and we're gonna deal with that in our broadcast later on on how businesses should deal with coronavirus, including organizations. A lot of people concerned about churches getting closed, getting shuttered, because of coronavirus thing. There's things that churches can do, and many churches have done, and most other churches need to start doing to provide safety for their parishioners. So we'll be talking about that as well. I think the church should always be in the forefront, never in the tail. We are the head. So the church really needs to come out strong and ahead of the curve in terms of safety for its parishioners and for its visitors. If you're going to have church in a temple, the temple should be the safest place, the most advanced place for safety, emergency response, first responders, and things like that. I think it's time enough. The church got to learn that the church is above all the things on earth, and because of that we need to be A1 and top of the line in all areas, and that includes security and safety and health for all of our visitors. Those who come for sanctuary need to find sanctuary, not be a target or not be exposed to sicknesses that can lead to death, particularly, right? On the hunt for Asian murder hornets in Washington, we got these new bugs coming in to bug us. Attorney General Barr defends Justice Department decision to drop criminal case against Michael Flynn. You see, the Department of Justice drops the case in the wake of internal memo releases. And this internal memo simply puts Comey and all of the those FBI agents involved in the cover up, is apparent cover up of the truth of the matter. I released a post the other day on Facebook asking, how can a Christian be a Democrat when you have all of these obvious cover ups, false testimony, false witness? And I use the word false witness because it is biblical. If you look in the Bible, if you look at God's judgments in Exodus, you will find that the Democrat Party does not fall in line with what God said has to be done. So I just want to point out to Christians a friendly pointing out for you to do your own study, Bible study, pray to God, receive, guidance from the Holy Spirit, but notice the leaning of God in his judgments and compare it to the platform of your political party, whatever it is, Democrat, uh, uh, Republican, liberal, conservative, whatever it be, compare. Just take note of that. Just be careful of that. I say that as a minister myself. The mind-blowing story of Green Beret who tried to oust Venezuela's Maduro. I heard people trying to say that was an attempt by our government. How can you, it's so laughable. Why are we going to send a little group there unsupported and nothing? What we were trying to do? What? The supposition that the government was behind this. What has to only be called a feeble attempt. Come on, don't. I think it's totally garbage. You even suggest that, but it is interesting to note, however, that some folks that we have actually are so forward in attempting something like this. You simply have to wait things out. Why not wait it out? You cannot last forever. Anyway, coronavirus sparks tsunami of hate, xenophobia, and the coronavirus, if anything, has caused people to wake up. And I think you guys need to change the things you're doing, and the way you're living your life, the way you're raising your families. I think we have to revisit a lot of things in this United States of ours, due to this coronavirus, due to also the future, what's coming ahead, what can happen in the future. And we'll see that a lot of the things that we're doing in society, in real estate, and also business, real estate, all of that is impacted. And what does that mean for you guys? Because you guys, you know what? At the end of the day, most of you are victimized by the government and by your own lack of taking action. And you're depending on the government for everything, and the government cannot do everything, and especially when things go bad in a pandemic sort of way. So we'll be discussing that as well. What are we supposed to do? Are we supposed to sit and wait to die, or that we're saved, or are we supposed to do something? What do you think? So stay tuned for our future broadcast about that. We got the same old stuff about the removal of troops and oil. I've been hearing that all my life as I've been growing up. It seems to never end. Brazil's Bolsonaro to send troops to protect Amazon rainforest. So they're going to, I guess, protect it from the encroachment of civilization. As a descendant of the Taino Indian who also ventured into the Amazon, I know that yeah, they need to be protected. That's their place. They live there. Live. Let them have their place to live. Even if it's they're back in the native, and I know there's some tribes that are nude over there, naked. That's their life. They're innocent. Let them be. And it's our duty really to protect all peoples, and they are our peoples. They are our ancestors. Let them be in peace. And so that's a good thing, a good move, and hopefully some type of sense can be had. Alrighty, so I think that does with that. Let me look at some business titles here. It says economy shed 20.5 million jobs last month. Unemployment rate soars, and the thing is, all this unemployment now. What did you expect? I mean, with the country closed down, but to put any validity into economic what do you call statistics and terminology. I mean, we're in a pandemic. We are in a self-induced coma. This is not where the country is not comatose due to some sickness or illness. It's self-induced, medically induced. Here we have a self-induced or politically induced shutdown. So why are we still talking unemployment numbers? Why is that something to talk about? What do you expect? Guess what? When you close down all the everything in your house, you shutter it down, turn everything off, disconnect all the electricity. Guess what? You save electricity. This the electric bill goes down. Oh, what is that? That's a miracle. No, it's that you're not using the place. So of course these economic numbers are going to be what they are. We're not working. There's no one working. It's a pandemic. Simply, let's get back to work when you're ready, and things will start inching its way back sooner or later. We have Uber, Lyft, and Airbnb. They cut thousands of jobs, okay, as pandemic batters Silicon Valley. That's to be expected. The cutting of jobs is just a temporary measure, of course, when people start getting back to their regular norm. The jobs will be there. They need them. The drivers want to make money, so money will be made. It's just as simple as that. This is not the disparity. This really isn't. Not this time. The next time when there's other complications may in fact be, but this time it isn't. Okay, so my throat's getting dry. In technology, let's see, is there anything interesting here? A few things here and there, nothing note. We got Disney coming back up in sport in technology soon for this month, the end of the month. And what else is here? Science, China, the speed and space technology, and we're getting ready to go back into space. As you know, we're developing the game Space Perium, something to look into. Limited amount of players, but we are also developing a handheld device, which will be in the beginning using your own handheld devices. so that anyone that wants to be part of this development of our artificial intelligence, AI, and handheld device can do so. Actually, it's the only way that most people will be able to engage with Spaceparium, the game. So we'll be announcing that really soon. We're in development of it as we speak. Okay, and then I think some of you in health, some of you have seen the video whereby Judy Mikovits, or who features Judy Mikovits in the Plandemic. It's a movie that's coming out. She's written a book, and she's talking about the coronavirus conspiracy, and that's been going out there again. She makes the accusations with Dr. Fauci, which I totally believe. I totally believe Fauci is a feisty personality, and in his young years, as he's depicted, yeah, I've totally believe that he did the things that and this young lady is referring to. I mean, this is business. I look at it from a business sense. Yeah, this is business. Unfortunate. I know many people don't look at health as a business, but it is. And it is, fortunately, in the sense that because it's a business, many developments are had faster than if it wasn't. And unfortunate because it has that connotation of, and the politicization, of course, possible, and that Dr. Fauci, no doubt, engaged in. But I still think that medicine is well served through advancement instead of just like philanthropy and the slowness of non-profitability that I jovially refer to it as. Okay, now we have coronavirus found in semen. Now that's wonderful, isn't it? You got to be careful now where you get your semen from, folks. The sexual transmission, though, is unclear. Yeah, we have to be invited. I guess we have to use the app, the coronavirus app, to get into the bedrooms and to track the virus in its transmission process. I guess we'll have to study more, engage the porn video industry in order to track the transmission process of the coronavirus from one person to another. It'll be interesting to see the differences in the sexuality, right? Is there a different way homosexuals transmit the coronavirus as opposed to heterosexuality? Which transmission pathway is more contagious, the male or the female? Um, so that would be interesting to watch. Can two females give it to each other, for example? These are questions that ponder the medical community. All right, and so there's an article here. Interesting. These are the most dangerous jobs you can have in the age of coronavirus. So that sounds like a nice little video to get into later on. Now we go to blockchain. What's happening in the blockchain? People are expecting Bitcoin to become the super coin of the age. Right now, as we're speaking, Bitcoin is at 9,987 dollars US, and it has hit the 10,000 mark a couple of times since yesterday, I believe. We have the other coins, the altcoins. Other than that, are usually just not performing as Bitcoin, and it doesn't have to. They don't have to. It makes sense that they don't because of the nature of Bitcoin itself. But we'll be dealing with that in some other broadcasts. Gold today at this point has been going down. It's now 1713. It's still in that neighborhood. Gold has done very well since its earlier days. Obviously, gold continues to rise. In general, has some great dips. If you had the opportunity to invest in it uh, when it had its great dip. Let's see when that was. That was like here. It went down to 14. Let's see what else. It came down lower in earlier years, or earlier months, I should say, November 18. 2018 November, we there was at 1444. Now it's at now it's doing 1689. It's been up to 1740 in the last 2 days or so. So that would have been a good investment to have. But also, gold is always good to have. Period. Especially if things are going down the drain. You want to have some gold. Gold in your pocket, available to you, not in the banks, of course, because when you have it in the bank and they close the banks down, you won't have it. You need to have it in some type of manner that people can use. All right, we're going to call this an end of this show at this moment. I think we've covered pretty much a few things here for our test show. I didn't go in actually to this, so let me just do that now. I'm sorry if somebody's commented. I missed your comments on this morning. I'll make sure to have all that in place for next time. We see you guys later on in the day. Take care, and I'll be back later. Thanks for watching. Add your comments. I appreciate to know what you guys felt about this. Obviously, we can do better by doing a little bit more prep. I don't want to do the prep because the whole idea of doing this was to be spontaneous and at least to get something out. My first show, push it out in the morning. So yeah, if you're thinking that it can use more prep, I'm not really trying to do a formal morning show. It's just a morning a kickstart show, just to get the morning going, get my broadcast going in the morning, and give me some, as I review art that I would have done a review anyway to do a show later on. I might as well just do a show of me reviewing the news and knowing what's, looking at what I can do later on in terms of video focuses or themes. So I might as well make a show out of doing that in the morning. So that's it. Well, I'll let my coffee settle. I let get myself acclimated, and then we'll get moving on the day. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for your comments. Hit the like button, smash it, whatever. I don't know why. Doesn't matter to me, but do it. If you do it for someone else, why not do it to me? But don't do everything you do to other people to me. You know what I'm talking about. Take care. Have a great day.